Too late.
Shut up is a curse word, bro.
I mean, good.
You might want to check yourself.
Shut the hole.
Oh, wow.
I'm just saying, hey, they come up on some money. It's like, yo, we got some money. No, we gotta do the right thing and try to find the owner of this money. Like, God damn, mama, like we broke as shit. You know what I'm saying? You got me and you got me and JJ sleeping in the fold out couch in the front of the goddamn room. You know what I'm saying? Forever. JJ like 35. And but it's cool because your high sense of morality is there, and we've got Black Jesus still. And as long as Michael can still say he believes in Jesus, everything's cool.
This dude is like Richard Gere's character in Pretty Woman. He don't build jack. He just comes in and does what he does. There's a difference.
The show that gives you everything and nothing at all. That's everywhere you don't want to be. It's Ruben, Mo B, and on the ones and twos, AG.
The 5-minute warning.
What's going on, everybody out there in the world of the internet? Welcome to a brand new episode of 5-Minute Warning. Of course, your boy Ruben out here slinging them words. Most of the time don't make sense, though, but I'm still slinging them. And of course, returning from parts unknown, we got AG in the house.
What's happening, y'all? How you doing?
And the leader of the Raiders, Mo B himself.
The leader of the Raiders. I don't know that responsibility.
Man, look, you start out so strong and then it just like fizzles.
Yeah, like bro, you could have just said my name, man. We'd have been good. We could have kept moving. I'd been like, hey, what's going on? And
I will say that as a very crisp hat. You usually don't wear white.
I mean, I'm doing something different. I'm stealing my daughter's hats. That's what I'm doing now.
I thought your daughter's hats were your hats to start with, sir.
Zach, see, you getting it now. You getting it?
It's just like the robe. It's just like the robe. He has to steal stuff that belonged to him. So is it really theft?
You getting it?
It's not theft.
Starting to sound like OJ out there, man.
It's reparation, sir. Taking back what's his. Because those women are succeeding on his back.
You said all that. I ain't go that far with it. I like having a place to stay.
Wow. Okay. He's not wrong.
Quick, before we jump in this craziness, Mo B, how do you feel about Tom Brady owning part of the Raiders now?
I mean, can he make it any worse?
I mean, he can't do anything. He doesn't have any decision-making power. He's just kind of an investor at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with his money. He can do whatever he wants with it.
You think he'll get out in the field and sling some things with Garoppolo?
For what?
I mean, maybe the man might get the itch one day.
Bro, he played for what, 20 plus years? I think that itch has been scratched.
I hear that. I
did want to say something about the last show. Okay, it's really, really funny. Moby, I laughed at you quite a bit for many things, but your disappointment in your daughters because they can't play the dozens, I was over here crying. I was like, how many more reasons can he find to be disappointed in his daughters?
No, first of all, stop that. I'm so proud of them on so many levels. That's the one thing. If I had to point to one thing that really bothers me, it's like, why can't y'all come up with better jokes, man?
I mean, do you really think they're in an environment to really be like savages with it though?
I mean, they live with him.
Not even that. Like, I've been at their schools, man. I coach at their schools. I hear that there's some raw talent out there, man, and like they got it, man. And sometimes I feel like I might be protecting them, especially like on the teams that I coach and stuff. Like they probably not getting joked on the strength of me, because those players know I don't mind joking on kids. I joke on the kid quick.
I mean, that's the
gotta
same
learn,
thing.
man. You gotta learn.
That's the
Step
same
in the
thing.
ring, man.
I mean, I'll slap your kid. I mean, it's about the same thing.
Slap.
Nah,
I
I didn't
mean-
say all that.
He said verbally abused.
Yeah. I didn't even say that. I just said I'll joke on your kid.
I mean, that's
Well,
the same thing.
Nowadays, that's verbal abuse.
Yeah.
Then I'm an abusive motherfucker then. Because if your kid bring a joke to me and think I'm not gonna bring a joke back to them, nah, man. That's not how things operate around here.
Wow.
Yeah, you are proud of kids, I know. But man, that what you said last week was hilarious. I was like, dude, are you serious right now?
One of these
Bro, you
days.
should hear them, man. They're not good at it, man. They are not good at it. And I don't understand why. Like, I'm not saying I was the coolest, most popular kid, especially like in the middle school element. No, but the one thing I could do, you weren't gonna just joke on me. Like, we was gonna have a verbal kerfuffle. We were gonna go back and forth. Like it was gonna be some verbal shenanigans.
This
some
nigga
counterpunch.
said
Ladies and gentlemen, this
kerfuffle.
is the first time I have ever heard somebody use kerfuffle in a sentence correctly. Move it. Oh my god.
You sound like that slave who knew what octagon was.
Why you gotta be a slave, man?
I'm just saying that's
Black
a
people
Chris
can
Rock
read. We
That's
can vote.
Hey,
We
look,
sit in the back and the front of the bus.
Hey, just because I wasn't telling all my homies I was reading, don't mean I wasn't.
Well, were you ashamed to be a smart guy?
Nah, man. See, I wasn't ashamed to be smart. First of all, I never said I was smart.
You kind of are.
I just wasn't ashamed of not being stupid, but I also wasn't out here trying to prove to people that I was smart. I mean, because once again, in some of the areas where I was growing up, or learning the ways of life,
It was kind of frowned upon.
Yeah, it wasn't even that it was frowned upon. It's just you weren't getting any cool points for being smart or nice or respectful.
Well, my question is, did you ever get the "you talk white" statement said to you?
Bro, I grew up on the whitest of sides of town in Savannah, Georgia. Like, I knew the other 5 black kids in the school, and everybody in the school probably assumed we was related. But then in the afternoon, I went to West Savannah where my family was at. So I went from sounding funny at school because I used a whole bunch of terminology they didn't have any idea what it meant, to going over to where my family was and having them saying, "Why you over here talking so damn white?" And I was like, "Yo, what?" I used to ask my mom, like, why do they say I talk white? And my mom didn't do a very good job of saying it because that won't hurt family. So she was like, "They just some ignorant ass motherfuckers. Don't listen to them." And
Is
then
is that a quote?
I mean, no, she didn't say the motherfuckers. She said they just ignorant. She said they just some ignorant assholes.
Okay.
That wasn't exact quote.
Yeah, I can't see Moby's mom saying motherfuckers. If
Nah,
she
but
did, that shit would be funny.
She did drop the assholes though. She did.
I mean,
drop that.
I mean, I would have paid to see that.
But then I realized, and it's funny, a white comedian taught me why my black brethren didn't think I talked black. And it was when Jeff Foxworth was describing why NASCAR fans don't like Jeff Gordon. And he was like, because he enunciates. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That's why my family don't like me either.
Truth.
Like, your ass over here pronouncing all them consonants. You ain't turning your T's into K's or your P's into K's. Like,
I mean, he also got all his teeth too, so it ain't like that either.
Ouch.
Hey, I'm putting it out there. I mean, it is what it is.
There were many reasons why they hated him, and that was one of them. I promise you there was.
like wait a minute. Did you say shrimp? What the fuck is shrimp? We say shrimp.
Rip.
And
strawberries and streets. Yes. That's
strawberry.
Right. That's right.
All right. So we'll get to a quick crazy world, very quick. So you might have heard the story, but you know how you be in the Ubers, right? Or any type of ride share, you might, oh shit, did I take everything? Did I leave something? Whatever like that. You ever feel that way? Just making sure you got all your shit when you rolled out?
Yep.
Well, this dude didn't feel that he forgot something, but he ended up leaving $200,000 worth of meth in an Uber. Now I don't know how you forget you got 200K of meth.
You know what meth that is,
bro.
He was in an episode. He must have been his own episode of Breaking Bad. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry I laughed. That was hilarious. $200,000 of meth he left in Uber.
And this bullshit happened in like Virginia, man. That's
okay.
the sad part.
I do have some questions. I know you probably gonna get into it, but
yes.
Did the driver return it? Did he keep it?
So he did call the cops when he saw the bag was there.
Man, that's how you get a 1-star review right there, brother. Hey, bro, man, if you want to show me you a 5-star driver, you should have hit me back up and be like, hey, I believe you left something with me. Period. Are you sure you got all of your belongings? ... Like that would have been an Uber driver trying to get a 5-star review. This dude is trying to have all the 1-star reviews. I don't even trust this Uber driver. I hope, did they put his name in the story?
No,
because you said he's in Virginia. I just want to make sure if I have to get a ride to the airport and I see this name pop up, I don't trust him.
Yeah,
he was being a law-abiding citizen, sir.
I mean, yeah, but let's be real, man. He left it in a brown paper bag, bro. Like if I get out the car and I realize, oh shit, I left my brown paper bag, unless you just got a bunch of them in the car, I'm probably going to be like, hold on, I forgot something. So
you just made it worse. So now this Uber driver went from being just a snitch to a nosy ass snitch because nobody told him to look in the brown paper bag. I would have simply hit my boy up. Hey, you left a bag in here. What you want me to do? I wouldn't have looked in the bag. You know why? Because I am a professional minding my business person. I am professional with that shit.
Then
that shit ain't got nothing to do. Ain't my bag.
And you about to get more pissed off because then in the court documents, so the dude tried to hit the Uber driver up through Facebook. Yo, man, I left my bag in the car. I got a G for you if you bring my bag back. This fucking here.
Bro, I could have got a 5-star review, a G for just minding my business, something I do all the motherfucking time anyway.
And literally, instead of taking him up on his offer, the driver handed it over to the officers. It was 4.59 pounds of methamphetamine, about 200K. And then,
so really, it was about 7 pounds because police probably took some.
I mean, hey man, yeah.
See, we're assuming now.
Yeah,
we're assuming.
So, but a few days later, that cost. So hold on, this dude went from Norfolk to Chesapeake. A couple days later, they caught this dude in Hampton.
Wait a minute, the dude or the driver?
No, the guy.
Okay.
The rider. He went from Norfolk to Chesapeake. But they caught him in Hampton. So he was like, I got to get out of town. Let me cross this bridge tunnel right here because they can't find me there. And then he had more meth, some weed, and a gun. So, and on top of all that, because why make this shit worse? On top of all that, this dude had a prior from March that includes carrying a concealed weapon, second offense, and failure to stop at an accident, which is a felony. Yeah, because it's Uber driver.
Why is that surprising?
Well,
all
it's
because
not.
His Uber driver didn't mind his motherfucking business. Like,
so wait a minute. All the things this dude did, and we back to the Uber driver being at fault.
That's my
first of all, if the Uber driver doesn't look in the bag, answers his message, and returns it back, he gets a 5-star review, $1,000, and this dude ain't locked up. Like, where is the L in that scenario? Because I'm seeing a whole bunch of L's being taken in the scenario that happened, the layout that happened. Because you think this dude gave him a good review after that?
You don't give reviews when you in jail.
First of all, he got caught what, 2 days later?
Something like that.
Oh yeah, he already got the negative review.
That's what he's gonna say, man. I'm gonna give this dude 1 star because he give me my meth back.
Nah, I left some shit in his car. He wouldn't bring it back to me.
There you go, Ruben. There it is, right there. That's how it's gonna get said.
It's that simple. One star right there, baby.
I left some stuff in my car. He went through my belongings and didn't return them.
Oh, your belongings.
But
I believe you have some of my property.
All I'm saying though, man, $200K of meth, that might have been the first thing I grabbed. Just saying.
Well, see, that's what I was going to say. How do you forget $200,000 of meth?
5 pounds of meth.
Your phone. You can forget, man.
Yeah.
You can forget
All
everything.
right. So this dude had weed.
No,
gun.
That was later.
Hold on. So you think motherfucker won't carry the gun then?
Yeah, he's right about that.
I mean,
weed. Come on.
So he had drugs, gun, ID. Like, yeah, honestly, the drugs probably are the bottom of the totem pole right there. And I mean, if he was carrying weed, I'm gonna assume if he's got amphetamines, he's selling that. He ain't selling the weed too. He's smoking the weed. So he probably was high as fuck in the ride.
I mean, to be perfectly honest with you,
grabbed his gun, grabbed his stuff, and then he was like, "Oh shit, I left my bag in there." And then he probably didn't even panic because he was like, "You know what? Hit the Uber driver back up, get some of my stuff back. We all good." Next thing you know, he getting locked up 2 days because Uber drivers knows as fuck. Don't know how to mind his business.
So let's be real here. Here's the problem. The problem started when he decided he wanted to carry 5 pounds of meth in a paper bag.
So
get yourself a book bag, motherfucker. Like, come on. like if you leave a Wendy's bag in a car,
you are eating the wrong things, man.
I'm just saying he could have did it better. That's like Tiger, man. If Tiger had friends, he'd have never got caught, maybe.
We ain't here.
Hey, now he has ass in jail. So I'm just saying.
I'm going with Ruben on this one, man, because it's like,
if you could do crime, man, you gotta look out.
Man, $200,000.
Hold on. First of all, you selling amphetamines. You got that much money in the amphetamines and the brown paper. Like, I'm assuming you're not the world's smartest criminal, so I'm gonna give you a pass on that.
That's a whole other podcast.
Once again, you made a statement that in a brown paper bag, you assume it's trash. If the Uber driver just assumes it's trash and throws it away, we ain't here. I mean, that dude takes a major L, but he ain't in jail. But the Uber driver didn't think it was trash. Shit. Once again, the Uber driver didn't think it was trash. The Uber driver was like, "Hey, what did my man's leave in here real quick? Oh shit, this stuff hot." And then instead of just being like, "Yo, I ain't even looking at bad," because the thing is, it's like, if you say he's trying to report it to the authorities because he don't want to be caught up in it, all you got to say is, "I ain't looking at bad. It won't mine." I hit my passenger up. I said, "You left a bag in here." He asked me, could he pick it back up or could I drop it off somewhere? I did it. He happened to give me $1,000 for, looking out for your boy. I don't know what was in the bag.
And that's the other thing. I blame the passenger. Bro, you shouldn't have offered $1,000. Hey, man, I'll give you a tip if you bring it by. If you say I'm going to give you $1,000, you automatically know that shit hot. Automatic hot. If you'd been like, yo, I'll give you a tip if you bring it back to me, that's one thing. But if you say, yo, Mo B, I need that real bad, that bag real bad, I give you a G. You're going to be like,
cool, where you want me to drop it off? Because you know why, Ruben? I mind my business. I would never know what was in that bag. But to this day, it would still be a mystery. But that $1,000 would be in my hand, and I would be like, cool.
So I want to put this quick bow in it and we move on. But let's just we ain't got to say it. We all know who this Uber driver was. And we only got to say it. I mean,
I know who this Uber driver wasn't. It wasn't me.
I mean,
I would be happy as hell on this Sunday right now. Y'all be like, what was going on? Hey, I just got $1,000 for being a good Samaritan.
I mean, that's very true. So without even having to say nothing, we already know what's going on with this Uber driver. And I think it's very fair. We can move on from that. Everybody can take whatever thoughts they want on it, but we all know. So, all right. let that be a lesson to you. If you do any type of ride sharing and stuff like that, and somebody leave a bag in your car,
mind your business.
Mind your business. See? Awesome. Now, question of the day. I thought this was a really interesting question because it's something I read. So I'm kind of curious what y'all think about it. So, if you could pick a show to reboot, what would it be? Or even, let's take a different stance on it. I mean, do you think reboots should be banned? So we'll start with AG on this one first. So AG, the first question is there a show you would reboot? And if there is not, do you feel like reboot should be banned?
Well, there isn't a particular show, but I really feel like that they hit it out of the park with Fresh Prince. Well, it's called Bel-Air now. Because that's a really good show. The framework is there, but it's dark and it's real and it's dark. So I kind of like what they did with that. Do I think reboots need to be banned? No, but at the same time, I think it takes more work than Hollywood generally gives it. That's why so many of them are bad. And if you really sit down and you really look at, kind of take the temperature of the room in the day and age you're in and give it, and apply it to an old idea and do it well and hire people that really write well, I think it can be good. But a lot of times I just feel like they're lazy, to be honest. So you have a lot of reboots. It's like, oh, people get excited and they see the first episode. It's like, this is ridiculous. So, I don't think they should be banned, but I think they need to work harder.
Or is there a show you want them to reboot? If they were to reboot it properly, what show would you want them to reboot?
I watch so much TV, I can't really answer the question. I mean, a lot of sitcoms and stuff I used to watch, like, I think when I read the question, I think the first one that came to mind just like randomly was Facts of Life. I like that show. But I'm like, it could be anything. But there are certain things that you have to do. You can't be lazy with it. You just can't. Like I said, the watermark for me has got to be Bel-Air, because I don't know a person that didn't like Fresh Prince at some point, and then to have it come back the way it did, it really shocked me in a good way. They did a really good job with it, or are doing a good job with it, because it's still on. So, yeah,
I mean, I feel you. It's interesting that you picked Facts of Life, because I don't know how they could redo the episode when they really talked about Tootie getting breasts and getting a bra. That'd be real interesting how they would do that.
But see, that's what I'm saying. It's like you have to understand the framework of the show. Yes. However, you still have to read the temperature of the room, which is the day and age in which you live. And if you were to do the Facts of Life now, it would be hard to keep the show light, because we live in such a dark world and nothing is hidden from anybody. Because back in the 80s, it was like we were all Stepford people. Meaning that it's like life was happening. We knew it was terrible, but the way life was structured, you could hide it on TV. Or if it was something deep, you could gloss over it in a way in which is not so shocking. Even though people were still shocked, but they didn't really understand what was really going on, because we weren't really telling them everything that they needed to be told. So if you were to do the Facts of Life now, some of the things those girls went through in the 80s, not only would they have to go through that, but there are so many other women's issues that they would have to go through, so many other intrusions that they would have to deal with. Because how would you deal? You could have a whole month of episodes, them dealing with trans going from man to woman. And how do you deal with that? And everything that comes out, man, racism, all the things, man. It would be a dark, dark show. It just would. But you would have to allow it to happen organically, because we live in a dark, dark world. But you would still have to have it in the same framework as what the Facts of Life were in the 80s, which some of the subject matter there wasn't necessarily light, but the way they presented it was. So,
Gotcha. All right, Moco Cowboy says Gargoyles.
What was that?
It was a cartoon.
Okay.
It was all right. It was after my time. So, I mean, did you watch Gargoyles, Moby?
No.
Okay. My brother probably liked Gargoyles, but it didn't do nothing for me. All right, Moby, what do you think, man? Would you reboot
I have a
or would
few
you ban it?
questions about the reboot thing.
Okay, talk to me.
So, when we say reboot, are we assuming that it's being rebooted by the same people who did the original?
Up to you.
Or are we saying reboot by other people?
Well, so depending on which show we're talking about, because some of those people ain't here no more.
Because there's probably only one show that I would be like all for them rebooting.
Okay.
If the original person was rebooting it. So if they brought back Boondocks and it was the original, like I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with that.
How could you reboot something that was perfect?
Once again, because it has a South Park feel, which is as long as there's crazy current shit going on in the world, you can always have fresh material. I'm not saying you got to redo the episodes. I'm saying you've got life material with just the characters.
Okay, because that feels like it's just a continuation.
Well, once again, that was kind of why I was asking the question, because like I wouldn't say like redo what's already been done. Like, can we just bring it back and have a continuation?
So, I mean, yeah, I think that's
because I'm adamantly opposed to reboots. Like, I think I'm one of the people that probably think reboots should be banned, because I think reboots, by their very nature, are lazy, because we basically just attach nostalgia, hoping that people will feel nostalgia towards it and ignore the fact that usually it's crap, or usually it's not really well educated. Like, I don't like reboots. I'm over prequels. Like, it's just like I just want new ideas and I want to move forward. So like, occasionally a prequel comes and I'm like, okay, that's a cool prequel. But the thing is, like, everything don't need a goddamn prequel, but we do prequels because we can't think of new ideas. And it's like, hey, this story worked, so if we go backwards, you know, the people who like the original story will want to go backwards with us. Which sometimes it works, and sometimes it's, well, most of the time I think it's poorly executed. So I'm one of those people that's like, yeah, F a reboot. Like, just think of a new idea, you lazy bum.
Yeah, I would say probably, to agree with AG, I would probably say the most successful reboot in the last decade is probably going to be Bel-Air.
I disagree. I think personally, the most successful reboot in the last couple of years has been Cobra Kai from Karate Kid.
Well, but is that a reboot or is that a continuation?
See, it's kind of a little bit of both, because they do so many flashbacks with all the original characters going back to the storyline that I can see how somebody would think it's a reboot. And for the next generation, of course, it seems like a reboot, because they don't, you know, my kids never saw original Karate Kid until Cobra Kai shit came out.
Yeah, but I would disagree with it being a reboot, because there is no Cobra Kai movie and there's no Cobra Kai TV show. It's basically the continuation of the one dude who got beat and got disowned by his teacher.
Actually, so much more to the story, but
but the basic premise is his life after Daniel beat him. And
actually, it's about both of their lives. It's about how they've kind of switched.
And that's why I wouldn't call it a reboot, because that is clearly more of a continuation.
Now, okay, so by that standard, I'll go with y'all then. So Bel-Air has been successful because it was completely taking the original idea and just putting a fresh coat of paint on it.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, it's because it's interesting. I just happened to switch by, and they showed the episode, the old one. They showed the episode when Will gave Carlton some speed accidentally, and Carlton almost died. And I was like, damn, did they see that one episode and just frame the whole show off of that? And if they did, that's brilliant, because it looks like that's what they did. But you know, I'm not a reboot guy either. And I guess the reason why this question came about is because I was reading some stuff, and they're talking about rebooting Buffy the Vampire Slayer, because Joss Whedon, I mean, is a terrible human being, and they feel like that it probably shouldn't be more of a reboot. It should probably be like Cobra Kai, more of a continuation, because it ended so. Everybody knew it was the last season, but it ended so abruptly. oh yeah, Sunnydale's gone. What's next? And that's literally what happened. That was it. But I mean, the word on the street is Josh Whedon, hates women. So, the article is saying, well, if they kind of take over from that spot, yet maybe have the original characters have some input, is done by somebody different, that sort of thing, and then they could kind of introduce a new Slayer and all this other stuff and blah 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 blah. I mean, now I was like, I know if I would feel that because I didn't watch Buffy back in the day. However, on not Access, what channel? Fuse. I mean, they decided to buy the whole 7 seasons, and they play that shit like 12 hours a day. And some of that stuff is kind of, if I got shit to do, it's on the TV screen. So, I don't know. I figured I'd just ask that question. But I hate reboots with a passion. And I'm with Mo B. I need some original thought processes on some shit. Like, the one show that I would say if they were to reboot it, it's got to be as funny as the first one, is The Greatest American Hero. But I feel like they would fuck that show up so much. I don't want them to touch it because it lasted 2 seasons, and those 2 seasons are awesome. And I refuse to pay $100 for the box set. But that's one of the shows that you can't find on any streaming.
Yes, it's not true. Roku TV.
Roku TV has it now?
Yes.
Son of a bitch, I didn't know that. Because I would watch that shit all day.
It's on Netflix too, or at least it used to be.
Yeah, it hasn't been on Netflix in a while.
Okay.
But yeah, man, that show was excellent. It was a great comedy show. Basically teacher growing up in Los Angeles, right?
I thought it was Sacramento, but something.
Yeah, but there's a whole bunch of color on that show, and it was a whole bunch of serious shit amongst the whole thing of this dude finding a superhero suit and trying to figure out how to use it and work with an FBI person. And it was nothing but hijinks. I mean, the dude can't fly. He had to teach himself how to fly.
Well, he didn't have instructions.
Yeah, the instructions. He left the instructions. Yeah. I mean, so that whole show was awesome. And that was like, 83? Something like that?
Something like that.
So if they, and that's the sad part, man, because I'm glad nobody's touched that show. Because I feel like if they would have touched that show, I would be ready to burn something down. And I don't want to do that because burning shit down is not cool. Mogo Cowboy, spinoff versus reboot. What would be a good spinoff? It's a very good question. I mean,
well, I know Stars with the Power series, they're doing it. I mean, wow.
Yeah. I can't find myself watching the prequel shit because
they don't have a prequel. Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah, Kanan. Yeah, and it's just like, why would I watch some shit that's already happened? Like, to me, that's
because I mean, you want to know where the character came from.
Yeah, but I find myself more curious about Tariq than I did about Ghost.
Yeah,
and
they're the same people. Except one's in denial.
Yeah, so I'm interested in his transformation, but I was never interested in the original Power. And Tommy's show,
really?
Yeah, Tommy's show, I'm not interested in it because I think Tommy is a flat character, and he should be so much more, but he's not. He's like, what's that thing called? Flat. What is it? Like a flat Andy or whatever. He's just a shitty character, and I don't know. I just don't like him. Not a fan.
Okay. I'm not abreast on any of that whole realm because I don't watch any of it.
I mean, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I watched the last season of Power because it was I watched the last season of Power because they decided the Sunday before the Power Book 2 came out. Pretty much what they had done is did a whole day and they showed all the old shit. And I was like, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, other than that, I didn't really watch any of those 7 years of Power. I heard it was great. And,
it was.
I heard you got to see Lala's breasts.
I think
that was one of the highlights of the show.
Wait a minute. That's the highlight for you.
That's
right?
what
It's not.
That's
but
what
they
I was
were there.
told. Yeah, I heard that there was one show that her breast came out, and I guess they were awesome. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
They're fake booty too. All that.
I mean, is it fake though?
Looks like it to me.
Moby, you're a booty guy.
Bruh,
Is
I
it
never
fake?
seen it, so I don't know.
No, I mean, you know who Lala Anthony is. Does
Yeah,
a booty
I-
look fake?
Honestly, I don't really follow like pop culture stuff, so I don't really see a lot of her in stuff. Like I can't think of the last time I've actually seen her. Like when she's not sitting down looking at the camera.
She's in that show.
Either way, it's not the best thing that ever happened to the show. That's for sure.
Hey man, all I know was
He's looking for a reason, man.
not me. I would have looked.
Anytime he can plan a reason to say somebody was sexy in the show, he got you.
I mean, it wasn't me. Actually, I heard it on Wild Now because she was on Wild Now one day, and they were just like, "Yeah, girl, I saw you in Power," and I saw those titties in Power. I was like, "What?"
Really? Is that what they brought up?
Hey, that's childish as fuck, man.
That is
Like,
crass, man. Really?
But that's what they said. They literally said that on the show, and I was like, "What?" And I still haven't seen it to this day, so I don't know. I assume they look good.
you will have seen it. You will have seen it by tomorrow. Because
No,
we've talked about it for a total of like 2 minutes. You're gonna find it.
nah, probably.
I mean,
not.
look, you don't have to admit it to us. You're gonna find it.
I mean, no, I'm not.
It's all right, buddy. You're gonna find it.
All right, whatever. So, all right. So let's go ahead and switch to our My 5. I thought this was interesting. It's been a while since we've done some music stuff on the My 5, but I thought that this one would jog some memories. It doesn't have to be, and the biggest thing is, I didn't want it to be more like what everybody else thinks. I wanted to be like, oh shit, yeah. When I hear this shit, I know what it is immediately. So your 5 most recognizable songs after hearing the first 5 to 10 seconds of it. So like when you hear this shit, come on.
But like, look, I'm a music guy. There's so many songs that do that for
then
me.
give me 5. I mean, shit. I mean,
it's so many.
But see,
Is that your way of shutting down the complaining?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I mean, so many. Great, give me 5 then. I mean, some of them. I think some of ours will probably be similar. However, like, I think 5 to 10 seconds because we do like different music as well, and that's why I figured 5 to 10 seconds would be good for all of us. But I think we may have one that we all mutually decide, but we may not. I don't know. So I'm curious. So AG, like, I'm really curious what AG has got because I know AG's gonna hit us all around the park. So
Okay.
I'm excited. So what you got, AG?
Okay. Well, it was like Moby said, he's right. It's a broad question because I always listen to a lot of music, and it's just like I had to give myself some criteria. And so I had it at if it starts out with a riff out of context, or if it starts out with any instrument that could like any kind of just instrument that it's like it could be anything.
Mm-hmm.
So my first one was Shining Star by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Ah, that's good.
Anytime I hear that bass line, it's like, oh, here it come. Oh, because that's one of my favorite Earth, Wind, and Fire songs for real.
Can you give us that bass line musically?
No, I can't.
Okay, you can't make it with your mouth, man.
What you trying to turn into Biz Markie or something? Making music with your mouth, Biz? Like,
Yes.
I could, but I'll sound really bad. So I'm not gonna do it. I'm not
Okay.
gonna do it.
I.
Let me think about that. I might be able to do it. Anyway, the second one I had was Diggable Planets, Cool Like That. Again, another bass line. Anytime I hear it and then the horns come in, it's like, oh, here we go.
Yeah,
Here we
definitely.
go. DJ Jazzy Jeff, Fresh Prince, Summertime. Another bass line. Now this is one that starts out with a random, like generic keyboard patch, but I know it when I hear it, and that's "Living on a Prayer" by Bon Jovi.
Yep.
Anytime I hear it, that's here we go.
That's right. Time to get down.
Tony Basil, Mickey.
Ooh. See, I knew you were gonna give us one, man. I knew you were gonna give us one back in the day.
And my honorable mention is the Eagles, Hotel California.
They're in a Hotel California.
The way it starts is just, acoustic guitar riff, but I know it when I hear it and I know it's coming.
All right. Nice list. I don't have any of those. So
Yeah, when you said you were pretty sure we were gonna have multiple, I was like, I'm pretty sure we're not.
Yeah.
hey,
There's
I
a
mean,
million songs that people know right off the top of their heads, like they know what's coming. So
yeah. All right, Moby, what you got?
All right, so I didn't put the criteria in place like AG did. Like me, I tried to go all over the board. So I was like, when I'm out, whether it's a song that I like, I identify with or not, if the beginning of that song drops, everybody know what it is. Sweet Home Alabama. When that song starts, everybody know it.
Yep.
I don't care if you like it or not. You hear it, it's like, oh yeah, we know what's coming. My other one was, okay, this is gonna sound weird, but I've said it before, but I love 80s music. Aha, Take on Me. When you hear that coming on, you know.
Okay.
And another thing that made the criteria hard was people have sampled so many things now that sometimes when the beginning of the song comes on, you gotta wait to see if it's an original or if it's a sample. So that's taken away from some things, because my next song is super identifiable, but it's been sampled recently now too. Well, I mean, not right at the beginning, but Aaliyah, 1 in a Million. When that song comes on with that Timberland bass line, and that sound comes on, you know that is Aaliyah, 1 in a Million. You know it's coming.
Okay.
Another one is, because I miss back in the day when bands had a sound, or like, they would give you a signature sound right at the beginning. And Mint Condition used to do that. So Mint Condition, Breaking My Heart, you know exactly when it starts coming on.
Dun-dun.
Exactly. You know exactly. Like, oh yeah, we know what this is.
I bet Karen can sing it for you too.
I was going to say shout out to Karen Burrell. Mint Condition could be playing in a Walmart. She would show up.
Hey, I'm with it though. Like I'm with it on that. My other one, all right. For many years, people have debated about what the title of this song is. Black people know. The song is called In My Mind, because that is the first thing that is said when the music comes on. Yes, I know it's Silent Night by the Temptations, but no, that song is In My Mind, because as soon as you hear that coming on, you're like, yep, we know what version of this song it is immediately. My honorable mention one, though, is like, and it gets any party cracking too. I mean, granted, it's kind of a cheat because like his voice is singing the hook at the opening of the song, but this is how we do it. As soon as it comes on, man, there is no doubt what's about to happen.
This is how we do it. All right, nice. I like that list. So, I kind of went all over the place too, and I got a Moby special up here too, which I'm really excited about because he's gonna be like, "Damn, I should have said that." So,
because like I said, I had knives right off the bat. There's a lot of them, man.
So, let's start off with some Hole. Celebrity Skin. Dunna, dunna, dunna. Like when that starts off, it's over.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah.
It's over.
You're not wrong about that. Courtney Love killed that. They did that thing.
That is the only song they killed because the rest of them were terrible.
That's not true because they did. No, I'm just saying they did a cover of Gold Dust Woman by Fleetwood Mac that rips. I'm for real. It's off the chain.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm gonna give them credit for a cover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like original songs, that's it. Because I think Moby, you were with me. Remember we went and saw Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when they kicked on that, I was like,
"Yep." Everybody knew.
Oh, make me over! I was like, "Hell yeah! This is the '90s for real." I was like, "Hell yeah, that's awesome." So, my next one was The Pack with Vans.
Yeah. And not everybody knew that song, but
yeah, Vans on. Yeah, when you hear that low.
Yep.
That's what you're getting. So this is the Moby special right here, which I got it. Yo, man, because I experienced this with Moby when we went to Georgia, a Georgia football game, and they started playing Pastor Troy. Place went crazy.
That's
White
one,
people, black people went crazy.
That's one of the two that you didn't mention that I thought were shoe-ins.
Yeah.
He hadn't mentioned the other one.
I was trying to go away from the norm because I could have easily went with the bombs over Baghdad because
exactly.
I was like, I'm not gonna go with the easy with the layups. But you're right. That jump dropped and you see 50,000 white fans banging Pastor Troy.
Don't know what they saying, but they saying it. I'm telling you, it's an event that's laughable.
Yeah, because they're in it. They are in it. Like they are into it. Like you be like, yo, what ward are you from, homie?
Yeah. I live 3 miles from Peachtree. So
I ain't even know Athens had hoods.
They do every Saturday in the fall.
Yep.
Apparently.
You ain't lying. Britney Spears, Baby One More Time.
Yeah.
Doom. Like, and it's interesting. I don't know when they took the hit out of it. Because it used to be Baby Hit Me One More Time. Now it's just Baby One More Time. I guess somebody.
I never noticed that. Are you serious?
I never noticed that either. I didn't know that.
Like if you look at it on your Spotify, or if you like, because I listen to a lot of.
I guess they're trying to do their part to try to quell domestic violence.
Yeah, man. Cause I was like, it's like Baby One More Time. I was like, didn't somebody get hit?
They had a sexual connotation, not a violent one.
Hey, man, they picked their battles poorly.
Okay, understood. I'll let it go.
And then, really, the one of the big ones for me, when you hear, ding 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 ding, still DRE.
I'm about to say that Dr. Dre got a few of those.
Yeah.
I knew there was gonna be at least one
Yeah.
Dre, there's a few of them.
But when you hear that drop, oh hell, it's about to be on now. Because I mean, once again, that's the same thing, man. Black people, white people, they know that. They know it's about to be some Dre up in this bitch, and you about to hear Snoop right behind it. Ah, man, it's crazy. Hence why they started the Super Bowl halftime show with that song. Everybody knew it. It was awesome. But yeah, I figured, we bring some music back to the show because we really haven't had it in a while. And we hadn't done my 5 in a while. So I was like,
that was fun.
What can I do?
I'm about to say, but that one was like, I could have freestyled 5 songs off the top of my head.
You could have.
Like,
you would have been in your right to do so. But I figured, something simple. Everybody has their own kind of thing. But no, man, I did expect that Pastor Troy from you.
No, man, I try. Actually, if you notice on my list, I stayed away from all Southern hip hop because those are my layups. So I'm just like, nope, I'm not gonna do any Southern hip hop stuff.
Yeah, but you know what? If I'd have stayed away from at least one NWA track, y'all have looked at me like I was crazy.
Not really,
because I mean, that's my thing. That's my shiznit, as it were. So awesome. So I mean, AG, man, what's on your mind, bro?
The Florida migrant situation.
More information?
Wait a minute. We talking about foreign affairs up here?
Nah. Because see, this is a general thing, but it just manifests itself in Florida. Because Governor DeSantis passed this. He really went in with the immigration. And everybody was cheering.
Fuck that guy.
Yes, but
that's what he should have been cheering.
Well, I'm just let me get through the story because this is funny. So everybody was cheering. He's strong on immigration. Whatever. Kind of like a dog whistle for build a wall. Okay, I don't disagree. I think we do need to reform it in a big way. However, I don't think that the people that were cheering him on really thought this through. Because now, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, you have all these farmers that own, acres and acres and acres and acres of citrus groves.
Who won't work these fields, bro?
Exactly. And my point with this is, while you were cheering the strong white fist of Governor DeSantis putting the lockdown on these brown people, and you're at your dinner table talking about this or that and this or that and disparaging these people, you weren't thinking about these are the very people that you will talk about like a dog at your dinner table and then go to the corner and round them up to work in your citrus groves. Meanwhile, you're breaking the law by doing so. You're not doing your due diligence to vet these people, to find people that are actually documented and or citizens to work your citrus groves, which harkens me back to slavery in general, because you're getting all this cheap labor, which makes your profit margins bigger, selling me an orange that's not a very good quality for 20% more, and everything's cool. It's not cool.
Everybody cheering till orange juice $10 a carton.
Exactly. and that's really where we're going, because you're trying to hire people that aren't conditioned to do the job, and you're crying poor because you have to vet people, and or you'll have to pay these fines that DeSantis has put in place, which are like debilitating. But this is what you've asked for. This is what your racist ass asked for. And here you are complaining about the byproduct, which you should have thought through when you started all this foolishness.
We're saying these immigrants are ruining our country by coming over here, working jobs that most people would spit at.
Exactly.
And they not causing no problems. They're not, these ain't people breaking the law. We ain't talking about them people. We talking about the people that are just coming over here, working for dirt cheap wages to send back to their family, or just, because it's more than they were making where they were at.
And see, that's my other point. Capitalism at its core is to get something for nothing from a labor human resource standpoint. I want to be able to charge what I want to charge, or at least what the market will bear, and not have to pay human resources to get the service, rendered or the product manufactured. That's what capitalism is.
Capitalism is the key that unlocks the door to indentured servitude.
Truth. Because what I was going to say was slavery was pure capitalism, because you're getting labor for a labor-intensive market for free. So now, again, these farmers are out here crying poor, crying, complaining. Well, where are your bootstraps now? Where are you figuring it out now? Why are you complaining to the government when you wanted small government to start with?
Hey, who's going to work my fields? How about you, buddy?
Exactly.
You go out there and make it happen.
And so my point with all of this is I'm all about doing the right thing, but I also know the right thing costs. But we're talking about a group of people, mainstream America, that aren't used to paying the bill. And so that's why they're freaking out, because they have to pay the bill. It was okay when brown people working for pennies an hour, well, not pennies, but they're working for a very low wage to do backbreaking work. I don't care how long you've been doing this. It's backbreaking work and getting paid, because, I like my orange juice. I am not mad at orange juice. So now that all of this is going down, and you have to actually do the job, meaning vet these people to make sure everybody is on the up and up. So that has reduced your ability.
And then pay them at minimum wages, because they got to pay them at least the minimum wages.
Exactly. And they don't. So all your almost free labor is gone. You're not paying insurance. You're not paying anything. This is a day-to-day type thing. These people need work. And so you out here crying to the government that you think needs to stay small. Well, if you're who you said that brown people and black people should be, then you shouldn't be crying at all. You should get it done. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps and figure it out. Because apparently you're the best at doing it, because you're always telling me, yeah, I can't. So figure it out. Or you can stop being two-faced and stop trying to be the modern day slave owner and do the right thing and keep it moving. Either way I can respect. But what you're doing now, you a bitch. So whatever. That's what's on my mind.
You better start drinking that orange drink. Ain't gonna be no juice no more. Ain't gonna be no juice no more.
Hey, just saying. I'm gonna drink some orange juice and laugh my ass off and pay $10 a gallon for it.
Better you than me.
I'm just saying, man. It's just funny seeing this stuff. It's like, wait a minute. White America is not supposed to complain about these kinds of things because they say Black America and Brown America are lazy. Seems to me you lazy right now.
I will say the one thing I give Trump props for. Trump won't ever trying to crack down those type of immigration laws because Trump knew who was working at his businesses.
Truth.
Trump's like, hey man, I'm not about to mess up my operation.
Yeah, he messed up his money.
Let's talk about them people just crossing the border. We ain't gonna talk about once they get here. Once they get here, he don't talk about it no more. It's like, because I need them people to work my jobs.
Well, that's what's on my mind.
Well, all right. DeSantis, man, that dude's just
fuck that guy.
He's making so many like battles, man, left and right.
He's not making battles. He's brilliant because he knows the people that support him. And I'm not calling them stupid, but the people that support him are not willing to see the forest through the trees. They hear those hot topic, those hot button issues that they like hearing, like immigration, abortion, no more talking about anything that has to do with Black history in a way that might seem to make white people feel uncomfortable. And that makes them feel good, but they're not thinking about, like AG said, the long term, because all they're going to say is, well, once all the inflation happens, they're going to try to pin that on the Democrats. Well, Biden's in charge, and we've got all this inflation, and Biden going to be like, hey man, I ain't got shit to do with the farmers. That ain't me. Better holler at your boy Ron.
Hey man, I'm saying, if you saw Illinois is like, yo, Disney, you can put that $1 billion place right here. This is where you started at, ain't it? We got some space for you, bro. Come on in, because they shut down that $5 billion project in Florida. Oh, wait a minute, $5 billion. That's a lot of tax money you ain't getting, bro. And all those people supposed to stay there. That's a lot of tax money you ain't getting, bro. And Illinois is like, yo, we got you here. We got space and everything. We got you.
All that money that they're getting, eventually people in Florida residents gonna look and be like, hey, what the hell is this property tax thing that y'all hitting us with? And they're gonna be like, hey man, we ain't got Disney no more, so y'all gotta pay.
I mean, that's the thing. To me, when they stopped that shit, I was like, yeah, they're fighting hard and dirty at the same time, because that's dirty. But I don't blame them for it. Do what you got to do, bro. Because DeSantis trying to mess your world up, mess up his. Because eventually, you got to raise taxes eventually if Disney roll out. Because somebody got to pay.
Disney rolls out, that cripples Florida. Like Orlando dies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because as soon as Disney leaves, the Orlando Magic leaving, like everything dying.
I mean, if you think Universal can survive without Disney, even though they're competitors, you're high.
Yeah, they can't do it.
All of them are connected through Disney, even though they're competitors are connected through Disney, and it's just like, all that's gone.
Yeah, I guess he thought he could get, make his cake and eat it too, and now he's starting to realize that ain't the move. I think I might have fucked up somewhere. But
like I said, like Moby said, it's the long game people aren't thinking about. They're just thinking about their emotions in the moment. They're not thinking.
Yeah.
And they like being racist. They like talking about these people like a dog while their services are being rendered for a very low price.
Yeah.
But when those people go away and you got to wash your own car and you got to cut your own lawn, or all that stuff is gone. Come on, man. Or you can keep it, but you're paying like triple the money because you have to pay somebody a fair wage. Are you serious? Man, whatever.
Yeah, because the truth of the matter is broke white people need racism. They need it.
That makes themselves feel better.
Yeah, because if broke white people didn't have racism, they'd be at the bottom of the totem pole. Yeah. So it's just a way for them to, to cheat the game and try to be above at least somebody.
I mean, it's, and then you have Miami. What happens if Disney leaves? Then, we need to go clean up Miami. There's a lot of shit going down there.
Okay.
I mean, that's
as long as you understand what you're doing. Like I said before, I don't disagree with immigration, but I do know immigration has, it has a fallout if you do it wrong. Even if you do it right, it has a fallout. You have to be prepared for that. And you getting on camera complaining? Weren't you the same people? It's like, why are these brown people coming? Okay, well, they're gone.
They took our jobs. Oh yeah, because nobody wants them.
Exactly. You didn't want to work in orange groves. You just want to drink orange juice. There's a difference. Come on, man. Anyway, I didn't mean to hijack the show, but that is what's on my mind.
Nah, you good, man. You good. Orange juice is important.
So is.
For some, not me. I don't drink the shit.
It's life's nectar, sir.
All right.
Life's nectar.
So, moving away from that, Mo B, what's on your mind, man?
I'd like to take a break from my normal misogyny and womanizing ways to do something that's exactly what I do all the time, but hopefully it won't get framed in those categories like it usually does because I'm the resident sexist up here. But I like what's on my mind is, man, there are some great differences between men and women. And instead of me doing all what I normally do, which is point out some of the hypocrisy, I am thankful for some of the hypocrisy in the last couple of days. Like, thank God for the women in my life who are willing to look at catastrophes and crisis with emotion and empathy, because your boy ain't got it. Like, I just ain't got it, man. And sometimes
you don't have no empathy, man.
It's not that I don't have empathy. It's just when there's a really big issue at hand in high stress situations, I don't freak out. I'm just micro focused on what needs to get done. And sometimes that can make me come off as cold, not caring. And none of those things are true. But it just what it is. Like, so, shout out to my wife who has had to like take the brunt of all of the emotional empathy and compassion for my daughter, who a couple of days ago broke the growth plate in her knee, and now she's gonna have to have surgery. And she just found out she's probably not going to be able to play any sports or do anything for the next 6 months. And she's on crutches. She can't do nothing with her leg. And she is amazing at empathy, at like coddling, caressing, and making her feel safe and secure, because I'm not. And I'm not even saying that in a negative way. Like, and it's the little things that I notice. Like, she's on crutches. She's never used crutches before. Anybody knows you've never used crutches before, man, that thing take a couple weeks to get down, especially when you have no ability to do anything with the other leg. She can't do anything with it. She can't put half weight on it, quarter weight on it. Her toe hit the ground, she's done. Like, she can't do nothing. And, I'm helping her stand up. And I realized that I have a these are the steps we have to take to get it done approach. And to an 11-year-old, that probably seems like, man, he don't give a fuck about how I feel right now. because she's like, trying to stand her up, and she's like, hold on. She's trying to hold on to me and everything. And I'm telling her, you still got one good leg. Like, use your one good leg. Like, don't worry about the leg you can't do nothing with. Balance yourself on your good leg. Use the crutches. And, she gets unstable and she freaks out. She panics. And I'm just like, yo, you've got to keep remembering you have one good leg. Both your legs didn't decide to stop working when one of your legs broke. Your other leg still works. And I'm not going to sit here and cry for you because you got one good leg. Like, I need you to get used to using that leg, because you're going to be doing this for like the next 3 months at a minimum. And, she's like, my wife is like, you're being so hard on her. She's 11. And I'm like, I'm not trying to be hard on her, because I'm talking to her. I'm not yelling at her. I'm just like, hey, I know it hurts. I know you're scared, but you got to focus on the good leg. You got to focus on what you can do, not what you can't do. Because I'm like, this is the problem. These are the steps we have to take to correct it. And I realized that our 11-year-old girl don't need that all the time. Sometimes she needs somebody that's going to cry with her and baby her. And I ain't it. I'm not good at it. I'm just not. So, like, a lot of times we celebrate. I mean, we criticize the hypocrisy and the emotions. Like, yo, I'm thankful for that. Like, I'm one of those people that think the greatest thing about men and women being in relationships with each other is they're different. That's one of the best parts about it. Not like, oh, we don't get along because we see things differently. No, that's good. I couldn't be with somebody like me. That shit wouldn't last at all. Like somebody can't be an asshole in the moment. Somebody's got to not be pragmatic all the time. Somebody can't bring logic to the fight every single time, because most fights are illogical. Most fights lack logic. So if both people are bringing logic to it, like, we ain't getting nothing done. We just being smart asses to each other.
That was good. Just being smart asses to each other.
I mean,
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
There are no lies detected.
It's a straight line. That needle ain't moving at all.
Yeah, so it's like, she has been amazing, and like some of the things that annoy the shit out of me, I'm so thankful that she's there to do it. Because like me in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh my God, we can't keep coddling her. She's got to learn to do this shit on her own. But then I'm just like, yeah, but she's 11 and she's scared. So somebody has to be there to, address the fear and not just be like, hey, shut the hell up and get it done. Because like, look, sometimes I can't turn that coach off too. I'm just like, look, I don't want to hear about boo-hoo. You can't move one of your leg. You still got a good one.
True, you're not wrong, but yeah, I get it.
Once again, like I said, I like to take the time to celebrate as opposed to insult the differences, because a lot of times men and women issues is basically people on the other side of the table throwing shit at the other people, like knowing damn well that we need what's on the other half of that table. Like, for all these people who keep talking about toxic masculinity, once masculinity disappears, see how well y'all function.
It's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, see how well y'all function. Because look, when something bad happens, we can't both just be crying about it.
And
I'm just saying, I'm just no, it's not even that. But like, but hey, when somebody's going through depression or has a tragic moment, we can't all just come up there and be like, suck it up, man. Life goes on, keep it moving. Like, that's not always the answer either. So like, look, we got to celebrate that shit on the other side of the table. Like, I with intention got with somebody who had far more emotional capacity than myself. With great intention, found somebody with far more emotional capacity than myself. Because if I found somebody with the same emotional level we had, that 11-year-old down there would hate everybody. Because we'd be just like, yo, you got crutches. Get yourself to the bathroom.
Fuck all y'all.
He's not, because I remember my dad treated me that way. I turned my ankle bad. And after a couple of days, he was just through with me limping around. He's walk on it. And I remember it like it was yesterday. He's not wrong.
Yeah, like when, and I'm looking at her injury, and part of it is because she's so similar to me in many things. Like, she plays football, basketball with me. But then this injury really allowed me to see the girl there. Not just the tough football player, the basketball. Like, she's really the girl right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, when I was hurt, I ain't want nobody to help me do nothing. I'm just like, look, I gotta figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I was always like, I gotta talk myself into believing this don't hurt, or I gotta just what is the next step I gotta take to stop hurting? And she has spent the last 48 hours in some sulking, which I'm bad at. I just can't. Now, she doesn't do it a lot. I'll give her that. She's one of the toughest people I've ever met in my life, just based on life. But, she's had a couple sulking moments, and, I feel like my wife has kind of magnified a few of those sulking moments, because, like, when she cries, I feel like my wife can't wait to jump in there and try to hug her and make her feel better. And I'm just like, yo, you gotta let her just be mad right now, because she's mad she can't play football and basketball. And I'm just like, ain't nothing you gonna do that's gonna fix that. She gonna be mad about that. We might as well let her just be mad. And eventually, we support her and she comes out of it. But ain't nothing you gonna say to an 11-year-old that was excited about playing sports in a couple months that's gonna make them feel better about not being able to play. Like, her best friend is gonna be on the football team too. They've been talking about it the last couple months, and he was like calling and FaceTiming while we were at the doctor's. I'm just like, it's kind of cute. If y'all watch the show All American,
yeah.
So I feel like her best friend and her are kind of like the main character in Coop.
Right.
That's really the type of relationship they have. Like, because like she went over to like his grandma's house, and I'm sure they were probably like, "Whoa, you bringing a girl over here? What's going on?" And then Cadence walks in, and it's like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Oh, okay. We ain't nobody worried about nothing going down right now. Y'all literally trying to play football with each other.
Well, all right.
But yeah, man, look, man, there are some celebrated differences between the sexes, man, and that's a good thing, man. Balance, yin and yang.
Truth.
Awesome, sir. Thank you. So what's on my mind is a little bit of politics. So they came to an agreement about the debt situation. Yay. We got money to pay people now. Awesome. Thank you. First of all, I think having to go through that every so often is just dumb as hell because, it's like, well, we want to cut taxes.
Can somebody explain to me though, like how we didn't have the money yesterday, and the day we decided we had the money?
So,
hey, we broke. Oh, all right,
not.
we got it though. We got it though.
Yeah, like I'm not a good enough politician to explain that to you.
It just makes me feel like money ain't a real thing. It's like
it's kind of not.
Money's not a real thing, man. Like we broke until we say we not. You know, like when we broke, we'd like, hey, we're gonna send you out all these, stimulus checks. I thought we ain't had no money. Yeah, but we're gonna give y'all money, right? Yeah. So then y'all spend the money, and then we'll have the money. It's like, but y'all gave us the money. So how did we stimulate the economy with the money that we didn't have?
There's like, we gave y'all the money and we would take that shit on taxes later. I mean, that's literally how it went. And the thing about it is, it's like, so they agreed upon it, and basically the Republicans wanted to cut taxes for the rich. I mean, okay. And the Democratic people wanted to give more money to like social issues. Okay. I mean, so now neither one of those are getting done. And they came up with some other shit. So it's like, yeah, whatever. But that's not really what I'm talking about.
It was good negotiating. If neither person's happy, it was probably some good negotiating going on.
Yeah. I mean, because with the grand scheme of things, like, people got to get paid, including them, which is the fun part, right? Because basically you're just like, well, I don't mind not getting paid. Really? You really don't mind not getting paid? Don't get it twisted. It's not like you're going to pay a lot of money, but let's be real. When that check comes, you cashing it. So I never understand that, because yeah, the president don't get paid that much, but you know what he is doing? He's putting that shit in his bank account.
Hold on, Ruben. President and politician different, because no president becomes a president for that $200,000 they make.
Well, I understand that.
Like, that dude getting money on every front imaginable.
Yeah.
Like, look, see how much shit Obama's in? Obama has never made more money in his life than after presidency. Yep. Like, well, I'm going to be in a movie where I talk about absolutely nothing and I cash checks. And then I'm going to be in another movie in which I listen to somebody else talk and I'm going to go, yeah. I'm going to be in The Last Dance with Michael Jordan, in which I have exactly 8 sentences to say, and they're going to pay me for that.
Like, why are you pay me for that? like, can I be real? Why was he even in there?
Because there was
he's a Chicago politician.
And not only that was the part where they were talking about where Jordan didn't support the Democratic nominee in North Carolina.
Yeah,
so it's like, hey, we got Obama. What you think about it? Well, I was a young politician at the time, so I was kind of disappointed.
Yeah, I mean,
you're still gonna pay me for this, right? Okay.
Yeah. That's why it was funny. I was like, "You're in here for what? You weren't even doing shit for real back when Jordan was in it." But
he was coming out of law school.
I mean, yeah, like motherfucker, like you knew you trying to get some Jordans too. So, but beside the point. But more importantly, I think the big announcement that happened was when Marjorie Taylor Greene told everybody to calm down and ask for decorum in the house, and they all fucking laughed at her ass. All the Democrats laughed at her, Like
No,
literally.
there should have been at least one like person in the background that we would have all known had way more pigmentation in the room. That'd have been like, this bitch over here.
Yeah, and like,
Yo, who man's is this?
well, here's the funny part, right? Because somebody this weekend kind of clued me in, and I had to re-listen to it. If you listen to the clip, somebody's telling her to ask for decorum because she's in charge for what, for God knows whatever reason. Nobody understands. I don't understand that, and I kind of don't want to ever understand that because
Face game, man.
that means shit. We gotta change some laws. But yeah, somebody was like, "Yo, you need to ask for decorum," and then she banged down and she asked for decorum, and everybody just erupted in laughter. And it's just like, you know, then I thought about Moby, man. It's like, good message, wrong messenger. Of all the dumbass shit you done decorum, you the last motherfucker up in here need to be asking anybody.
Which is why somebody should have been like, this bitch over here.
So, I mean, yeah, it's.
Like, can
it's
you
all
say
crazy.
whose man's is this when it's a woman?
Yes.
Whose
Yeah,
voice
yeah.
is this?
No, whose man still works? Whose man's is this?
That's unisex, sir.
Yeah, whose
unisex.
man's is this?
Yeah, and then you got that. Like, yo, man, really, it's crazy how Washington has become like, you know, must see soap opera TV now.
Get some decorum. Can
Yeah.
I please have some decorum? Bitch, spell it. I give it to you if you can spell it.
But and I say that because this might be the first time in my life where I know more personal shit about people in power, well, people in Congress than ever. Like, cause those old white dudes don't be doing shit, but somehow I know that MTG is divorced. Like, what? First of all, I'm trying to figure out how
we
she
got
was
too many
married.
outlets now, though, man. You
Yeah.
know, social media and stuff. Like politicians in the 70s and 80s couldn't have made it today.
No, hell no.
Scandal that was going on all
They
the
couldn't
time.
do all that dirty shit. There's no way.
Not with a 24-hour news cycle and Twitter.
Yeah, there's no way Nixon could have done Watergate because somebody would have squealed on that shit. Yo, tomorrow he about to fuck up.
He kind of got snitched on anyway. But
Well,
I
I
see what
mean,
you're saying.
yeah,
It would
yeah,
happen
yeah.
a lot quicker.
Yeah, and it's just like the chick from Colorado, man. Apparently she's going through a divorce, and like her kid called fucking 911. What? Like, why is this shit here? Why is this shit happening?
24-hour news cycle, baby.
I mean, it's crazy. And then she lives in another part of the damn house, like the damn estate. She only lives in the damn house. So it's
Hey,
just,
why we don't elect real people in positions of power? Like how can we look for like all this human dirt on people to eliminate them from being a successful candidate? Like honestly, I want to know the candidate's dirt before I vote for them. Don't let me find out 2 years in that he's a pedophile or like, you know what I'm saying? Like put all that stuff out on the front end. But we don't ever vote for that person. Everybody's always trying to, you know, have this picture perfect-esque life to put to the media. And it's like, why are we voting on that? Why are we voting on perfection?
Well, but here's the thing. What's his name? The dude out of Florida, the Republican out of Florida, Matt Gaetz. I think it's Florida. I don't know where the fuck he's at. But you know, he likes little boys, yet he's still there. Apparently he likes little boys. And it's just like, because he was caught up in all that bullshit with Maxwell and the other dude who was, you know, getting kids for real people. And
I mean, the squeakiest clean candidate we've ever had was black.
Didn't sign dirt, didn't do no dirt, mad because it never happened.
That dude was
Bro.
damn near superhero on the personal scale, man.
I mean, he had a wife, he had a family, his kids were good, his wife ain't had no problems. She want a raging bitch, like none of that. And it was just like, and y'all hated this dude,
if we as black people, we were prepared to deal with his fuck ups. Like if we'd have found out he had another kid by somebody or like he had another baby mama on the side, we would have defended that to the death. But this dude came out here and was perfect. Like,
yeah.
Like, I mean, you might not like his politics, but hey, look, man, politics are politics. Somebody always not gonna like them. You might feel like he didn't do enough for black people, but you know what he didn't do? He didn't fuck it up for the next one.
No, not at all. I mean, Cory Booker, I'm talking to your ass. I mean, I don't know what you doing with old girl, but you might want to marry that. Just saying. But yeah, man, it's the Washington news cycle is crazy, and I feel like I know way too much about people. I like not knowing shit about them, including their names. I like the fact that C-SPAN wasn't on 24/7. Like, I'm surprised they don't have cameras in their apartments where they stay at.
C-SPAN's been around for a long time,
and they ain't never had this much access.
We just started talking. No, they did. It's because all the other news outlets exist, and then they show you what was on C-SPAN, because ain't nobody just watching C-SPAN. You watching another news outlet that then shows you what C-SPAN said.
I feel like they got to do like a contract every year, but I don't know enough about C-SPAN to care, I guess. But C-SPAN's been never more important until now. It's just one of those channels with a whole bunch of old people on the screen, and they talk about some shit that I don't really care about, and I just keep it pushing. And now it's like damn near the Kardashians, because they do all that crazy shit for the cameras. So it's like, look, can we get those fools out of there? That's all I'm saying. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, like, I'd rather even go. I would just, at this point, I know I've gone on record to say all these old motherfuckers need to go. But you know what? I'd probably rather have some of those old born ass motherfuckers.
Some of them old people need to stay. Some of these new people got too many dumbass new ideas.
Yeah.
You need at least one or two cranky ass old deacons in there that's just gonna be like, you young motherfuckers, you sit your ass down for a second.
Yeah, I mean, like, did you know there's a representative who used to be on The Real World? There, you know what? You didn't know that. I knew that, but he's smart enough not to do any dumb shit, so nobody knows that. Not like normal people don't know that. So it's like, I don't know. I'm sick of. I need the entertainment to leave Washington and go back to Atlanta.
I'm sorry.
I know it just sucks, but hey, man, it is what it is.
I'm waiting for that Real Housewives of Congress show. That shit gonna be lit.
Well, you know it's not gonna be any good unless Marjorie Taylor Greene and the other chicks on it.
I disagree.
I
mean, she'll make it interesting, but
yeah, I mean, you know. But the question is, you got so many people who aren't even married now up there. So, yeah, I don't know. That whole shit will be interesting, but yeah. Can we get 4 boring ass years of Congress? Can I ask for that? Because I'd much rather have that right now.
I mean, in many ways, we're like going on the 3rd year of one. I mean, this administration's been pretty boring.
No. The administration, yes. Congress, unfortunately, has not. Because they do dumb shit all the time. Hey, let's get rid of the board. Let's get rid of the Board of Education. Are you shitting me? Like what? Like, that's what you want to do? Of all the shit you can do, let's get rid of the Board of Education.
Because, man, we're capitalists, man. If you privatize anything, it gets better, right? Everything we privatize gets better, right? You know, prison, hospitals, school, all of that shit got better, right?
So, I mean, yeah, man. It's just, I long for the days of before what, before 2015, man. I ain't really fuck around with Congress that much because you don't know shit about all those invisible ass people there.
Oh, man, you're going to be shaking that fist telling people to get out your yard for the rest of your life because that shit ain't never happening. That shit ain't never happening. That's over with, man.
I'm telling you, man, the day Lil Yachty wins a Congress seat, I'm done. I'm going to Canada.
I mean, look, there are some actual people in hip hop that shit. Like, look, man, I'll vote for Killer Mike for anything.
Would you vote for Lil Yachty?
Depends on what I'm voting for. And no, hear me out. Hear me out. There are some things that I think Lil Yachty could really help us out with. Like, one, I think he could help out with the Board of Education. Because here's the thing: if it was his idea to get rid of the Board of Education, you think all the white people would agree with it?
And they put more money in that shit.
Exactly. See, he's the hero that we didn't know we needed.
Little boat. Goddamn little boat. But yeah, that's what's on my mind, man. All this entertainment and fucking politics. I'm kind of over it. But I know it's just gonna be here forever until like 4 people get fired. But until that happens, yay. That's what we got. So, but thank y'all. Brand new episode. Thanks for listening to the episode today. Of course, you can catch the podcast on wow, I'm still pissed off. On 5minutewarning.com, where you can get all of our podcasts, of course, wherever you get your podcasts to listen to. Also, thank Mo B, thank AG, thank everybody who listened to us tonight. Thank you to those who listen to us later when this comes out. Remember, tell a friend, tell an enemy, just tell somebody about us. And hey, Sundays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for the most part, every Sunday. And once in a while, we might take a siesta, but we like to be here. And yeah, thanks again, everybody. Check you out next week. Once again, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, but it's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, I messed up. I tried to fix it though. Once again, peace, love, hair grease, soul, and deuces.
Email us at 5minutewarning19@gmail.com. And also leave comments on Facebook and Twitch. Search 5 Minute Warning. Contact us on Twitter at AG_FMW podcast, at Newsman25, at FMW 2019. Contact us on Instagram, Moby 5 Minute Warning, AG_5 Minute Warning, Newsman25. You can listen to the podcast at Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of